Welcome to the Tradex Foods 3-Minute Market Insight. This is Robert Ryerson, and here's the seafood news for the week of September 9th, 2019. In this week's episode, we report on the China raw materials market, as buyers should now be booking their needs ahead of the early Chinese New Year.
This episode of the 3-Minute Market Insight is brought to you by Sinbad. Sinbad is a value-priced, premium quality product line produced in Asia. All Sinbad brand products are harvested from sustainable fisheries and are produced from the finest raw materials with exceptional harvesting and processing standards. All products follow the industry-best 7-step quality control process, delivering comprehensive inspections at every stage of processing. With Sinbad brand products, you get a premium product backed by our 100% net weight guarantee.
Pollock pricing's bull run looks to have finally flattened out, as raw material pricing in China has been steady at $16.50 per metric ton since July, with processors reporting weak U.S. demand for pollock products due to tariffs. This time last year, pollock raw materials pricing in China were around $1,400 a metric ton, and back in June 2019, we reported pollock prices hovering around $15.50 per metric ton. The Pollock Catchers Association updated Tradex with the total catch of pollock in Russia from January through July reached 1.33 million metric tons, which is 8% higher than the same period in 2018. Russia's total allowable catch for pollock in 2019 is 1.8 million metric tons, with harvest totals expected to be 1.7 million metric tons by the end of the year. For comparison, about 80% of 1.2 million metric tons of Alaskan pollock has been harvested of the 1.54 million metric ton quota. Pricing for summer bee season Alaskan pollock is hovering around $3,600 per metric ton at present. Moving on to Atlantic cod, cod pricing is still strong with steady pricing of $4,500 a metric ton and has been like this since 2018. Demand from the EU is strong, as Atlantic cod is one of the largest items sold into the EU. Lots of buyers have already booked products before Chinese New Year, where some plants are already fully committed before Chinese New Year, with EU buyers still needing more supply. In the US, demand continues to be weak for cod due to the unpredictability of tariffs from the USA and China trade war. On an availability note, Tradex has taken a good stance on Atlantic cod production, so if you're in need of this product, please contact us. Now on to Pacific Cod. As reported in last week's episode, P-cod raw materials are currently around $3,100 a metric ton for Russian trawl and $3,400 for Russian longline, compared to $4,100 for Alaskan longline. This time last year, Alaskan longline cod were reporting in at $4,900 a metric ton. Overall, demand for Pacific cod is down, as the EU is not a big buyer of P-cod and tariffs have seriously affected demand from the US. Raw material imported into China is very slow unless the size of the fish is very large. This is because China processors are mostly buying Russian fish due to the wide price gap from Alaskan fish, and US suppliers don't want to match the price of a Russian fish. Moving next on to salmon, Russian caught pink salmon continue to arrive in Dalian, with our sources advising there is lots of inventory right now. Upon inspection of the fish, plants are reporting the texture not as firm as Alaskan, however the color is way better, and there are lots of P4 plus fish. Russian boats are offering number one pinks out at $2,400 a metric ton, but plants are not in a rush to buy, as they think pricing is going to drop to $2,200. Russian chums have started to come in from Kamchatka, with pricing around $3,500 a metric ton for number ones. In 2018, prices were as high as $48.50 per metric ton at its highest point. Our sources reported that Japanese may take Russian chums depending on how the fall Hokkaido chum fishery does this year, which is penciled in to start around September 10th. Moving on to haddock, demand from U.S. is still weak due to tariffs. Current raw material pricing is around $3,100 per metric ton, trending downward from $3,500 in July. Winter haddock fishing starts up around the end of October, with product arriving in China late December. It is noted that fish caught in the winter is higher quality than the fish caught during the summer. This year, most plants in China won't be able to use the winter fish because Chinese New Year is early this year and plants will shut down in early January. For tilapia, raw materials pricing have been ticking upwards from RMB 430 per 500 grams in July. Contrary to industry reports, demand from the U.S. for tilapia is strong. However, U.S. buyers are pushing plants to finish their orders and ship as soon as possible to avoid tariffs. And lastly, Russian halibut raw materials are still at low levels and pricing have also been ticking upwards slightly from $6.80 a kg to $7 a kg. As we get closer to Chinese New Year, plants are urging buyers to start buying halibut soon, and that is a good time to take in some inventory. And finally, our Tradex Live offer of the week is for our Sinbad Platinum sockeye salmon fillets. Sinbad Platinum is our additive-free, value-added premium quality brand produced in North America. These are #1 quality MSC certified, skin-on, trim-C, and come with our 100% net weight guarantee. Click or tap the icon above to view more details for this offer. Thank you for joining me for the Tradex Foods 3-Minute Market Insight. This is Robert Ryerson. Buy smart and eat more seafood.